Kneel Before Blog presents Kneel Before Pod.
Hello and welcome to the first ever Kneel Before Blog Flashcast. I'm here with Sandy and Nick.
Hi.
Hi everybody. We're here to talk about the minute 30-second preview of Star Trek Discovery that was revealed at Comic-Con this weekend. So yeah, open to the floor for thoughts.
Nick?
Well, my first impressions were, bloody hell, it's Ralph McQuarrie's design.
That was exactly my... Yep.
My initial reaction was, I've seen that before. Was it Phase 2 or motion picture? Or
Phase 2 motion picture. It was the Planet of the Gods.
Planet of Titans, yeah.
Planet of Titans, that's the one.
Where Kirk gives
even down
fire
to the asteroid belt.
Where Kirk gives fire to cavemen or some nonsense like that.
That's the one. I can't say it was ever a design I particularly liked.
No.
There was a guy on Trek BBS, and I wish I could remember his name, who did a redesign of this a couple of years ago, and it looked incredible. It looked great. So he'd taken that basic design and just redid it. I must have a search for it, actually. I think it's cropped up online a few times in the last day or so.
That's
really nice piece of work. Makes the ship look great. This, shall we say, bit of teaser footage doesn't do such a great job of making it look great.
No.
But at the same time,
it looks a bit awkward and unwieldy in
you know
live
what?
action, I think.
It's a bit of teaser footage that they've thrown together for Comic-Con.
It was something rather than nothing.
I think that's probably a pretty fair assessment. You know what? It gets the name out there. The music was pretty cool. It has a nice feel to it. I liked it. It made me excited. Then again, I enjoyed Star Trek Beyond as well. I was excited for that. So, hey, maybe I'm easily excited.
Well, I'm just excited there's going to be some new Star Trek on TV. And I think that, or streaming platforms at least. So,
I'm glad that we're going to get to see it.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I think the ship will grow on me, because it'll have to.
Well, you might not need to.
They've said very publicly it's not final.
Indeed.
I mean, one of the things that occurs to me is apparently Fuller said at the Comic-Con panel that it is Prime Universe, which is interesting, but he won't say when. Now, that bit of teaser footage from the registration number and the feel of everything suggests it's kind of pre-Kirk, post-Enterprise, somewhere in that 90 or so years between Archer and Kirk.
Yep.
But is it? Is this? They say this is out there. It's a bit of a teaser footage. Just trying to. Is this? Are they going? One thing that occurs to me: is this going to be the ship? Is this going to be the era? Or are they showing some? Are they going to tease us with shots of discoveries through the ages until we see the real Discovery in the real time they're setting it? Maybe not. It's just speculation. It could be. This could be it. This could be what we've got. Or maybe they're just kind of like, maybe it's an example of, it's like the credits of Enterprise. We see all these ships through the ages.
Could be, yeah. I mean, the registry does seem like too simple an answer. And
it does,
you'd think they would just say, yeah, okay, it's pre-Kirk, it's, it's pre-universal divergence, which means it keeps it in continuity with both universes.
Absolutely. Well, that's very clever in itself. Yeah. And that makes me think that is what they're doing, but again, who knows? You know what? It's got people talking, and I think that was their plan, and I think they've done it very well. People are arguing they think it's bad CGI, other people think, they've thrown it together, it's quick, it looks fine, I'm excited. It's got people talking, and that's what they want.
Although if the internet existed to the extent it does now, when Enterprise was coming out, I mean, wouldn't the discussions have been pretty similar?
Well, there were some pretty heated discussions about Enterprise back in 2000.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I mean, there was the StarTrek.com chat room thing, and that was about it, wasn't it?
And Trek BBS was still around and stuff like that, I mean, I've been on Trek BBS since, oh, God, early 2000s. So, I mean, there was chatter about I remember spoils stuff being posted up on there back at the time, and like I say, people were pretty vociferous then. I still remember the fan scene around the kind of early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. People hated TNG. I mean, it got to be fair, that first season, it deserved to be hated. But,
Yeah, definitely did.
TNG got eviscerated. It's just the same. Every time something new comes along, people hate it. Some people love it, some people hate it, some people are on the fence. I hated TNG when it started. I love TNG now, Ever since TNG, I've kind of learned that lesson. You know what? Take a step back, breathe, see what happens, give it some time. You're either going to like it or not.
Yeah, there's almost nothing to go on right now. We don't know who the characters are going to be, where it's set, what it's set on, what's going to happen, what it's going to be about. So people are essentially reacting to a minute and a half of stock footage, in a sense.
It's candy. It's eye candy.
Yeah,
it's eye candy, and that's, like I say, that's what they wanted. They wanted a reaction. They wanted people talking. They've got it.
And they definitely have. I think I read somewhere saying that might not even be the ship. That might not even be what the series is about.
Yeah, it might well not be,
My gut feeling is that that's what it is. The fact that
it may be. I think if it is, I think they'll obviously refine it further. Maybe that's like we see a refitted version of it. Maybe, obviously, there's a teaser footage. They're just going to polish it up more. Who knows?
Yeah, well, the CGI render definitely needs to get better. It is very kind of alpha stage sort of CGI, I would say.
Yeah, it's interesting. One of the guys who's done effects work for me in the past, John Carling, was commenting on my Facebook page tonight saying they've clearly not used motion blur, and it's motion blur that tends to give it that realistic, less cartoony effect. So, again, like I say, maybe they just rendered it quickly.
Yeah,
motion blur slows down rendering times, so maybe they were rendering it out the night before Comic-Con.
It won't take much polishing to get it up to sort of Enterprise level effects, because Enterprise always looked good.
Yeah.
I mean, they relied on their CGI stock footage, but the exteriors, when they did new stuff, always looked great.
I'm not worried about the way it's going to look at all. I'm sure they'll do great things with it.
Well, they'll spend the money. They'll spend the money, absolutely. I mean, if you look,
they've already sold Netflix, so
yeah. If you look at Dark Matter and The Expanse, I'm expecting those kind of levels of effects.
I haven't seen those yet.
I've not seen them either, but I've seen enough of.
I've seen Expanse
trailers and so on.
I've seen Expanse, and trust me, guys, wow.
Yeah,
wow. I really want to see Expanse.
I binge watched it.
I'm waiting for it on iTunes, but it's not on there yet.
I'm waiting until I find time to binge watch it, but I'm anticipating. I didn't
plan
the other
to.
Problem.
Yeah.
My friend said, "Here, watch this." I'm like, oh, and he's giving me the right, okay, and yeah, that was a weekend wasted.
But they're not going to release something with substandard visual effects, because it does have to stack up to some pretty good looking TV shows out there. So.
Well, look at the Marvel shows on Netflix; they look amazing. I mean, it's not the same kind of stuff, but the effects on those are pretty impressive.
Yeah, or even any of the CW superhero shows. They look a bit ropey in places, but they're doing a really good job with a weekly TV budget. So.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, CGI has come on so far that was definitely hey guys, wouldn't this be a really cool idea if we had this for the panel?
I find it interesting. It's like, if we were 20 years ago, when Babylon 5 was just coming out, people would have been really impressed by that teaser footage.
Well, imagine,
oh my god, it's amazing!
Imagine even just later Voyager.
Well,
or Deep Space Nine. When they started using CGI,
I think
it wasn't the best.
And Voyager, I mean, they kind of nailed that, to be honest, for the resolution they were working at.
Yeah.
That was standard broadcast quality resolution that they were working at the time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, tangent, they really need to remaster DS9. It's like, come on, man, remaster DS9.
Well, apparently the remastered TNG hasn't done so well in sales. So that
looks so good.
It does. It just means they're probably unlikely to do it now.
Yeah, because it's more expensive than your average DVD Blu-ray release, isn't it? So.
Oh yeah. Well, I bought every release, and I've bought most of them on bloody iTunes as well. So put a fortune out of me.
Maybe if the new series kicks off, there'll be an appetite for it.
Well, maybe, yeah. And to be fair, I mean, Voyager and DS9 don't look as bad as TNG did.
No.
TNG needed that update far more than Voyager and DS9.
Yeah.
It certainly did.
Yeah, especially the early seasons were pretty ropey in the video quality.
Yeah.
Yep. But then again, it was all designed for American standard definition broadcast.
Absolutely. And nobody was really forward thinking enough to say, nobody really thought, 25 years down the line we're going to have like 4K TVs and stuff like that. So, nobody foresaw iPads, or, well, I guess the production team for TNG foresaw iPads, but, nobody really expected to be watching them on iPads and computers and 4K TVs, so...
Certainly not as quick.
No.
Oh, no.
Especially widescreens were definitely still going to be the preserve of your cinemas, or theatres as they call them.
If only they'd shot TNG in widescreen.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, I understand. Did you watch the making of and understand why they didn't convert it to?
I absolutely understand why they didn't convert it. It was shot and it was framed for standard definition.
Yep.
There's no question that they shouldn't convert it to widescreen. From my point of view, I mean, I know some people don't mind cropping, but I wouldn't crop it. There's not enough information off the frame. There's too much junk in the way. It just wouldn't be realistic to do. And then you'd be messing with the actual artistic framing of the thing, which is another issue entirely. I'm certainly one of those people that thinks you should leave those things alone. If they shot it in widescreen, great. They didn't.
Yeah, it's the DVD release I had when I put it in my PS3 or whatever. It would automatically make it fill the screen, and it just looks pretty grim. Riker looks even fatter than he used to do.
It's not as good, is it? Yeah.
One thing I have noticed is with the high definition, the makeup that they put on Patrick Stewart, it makes him look so gaunt at times.
Yeah.
I haven't really noticed that, but you might be right. I need to go back and watch. I wasn't looking for Patrick Stewart in it, to be honest.
But I think this news. Getting back to the subject, I think the new series is probably going to be. It's going to be like Enterprise. There's going to be lovers, and there's going to be haters, and there's going to be the in-betweeners.
Oh yeah, I mean that's been the case with every series since the original series.
Yeah,
definitely.
Since the animated series, to be honest.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with the title music, because Enterprise got a lot of stick because it had a vocal.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if they do a vocal, but hey, you never know.
They might pick a better song this time.
Maybe.
Well, I don't mind that song at all. It fits.
Is that because you listened to it for 4 years?
I'd rather it was an instrumental, but the song doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
I just fast forward through it anyway.
Yeah.
I think it fits.
Yeah.
It fits the whole feeling that they're going for. Well, went for.
You're right, it does. It does.
Yeah, I think that... I don't know, my gut feeling is the ship that we've seen is the ship that we're getting, but even if it is something that we can't quite get used to from a design point of view, it seems highly likely that Season 2, if they get Season 2, will be, it'll be an anthology, so it'll be somewhere else, on something else.
I don't know if it's going to be an anthology. They've kind of denied that. Whether that's them...
Apparently it's not going to be episodic.
Yeah, it's going to be. There's going to be an arc of some sort. Yeah.
But it's not going to be. They've said it's not going to be an anthology. Whether that's true or not, they might be misleading. Who knows?
I suppose they might see how it goes. I mean, if people respond really well to the new set of characters, then they want to do more with them.
I think an anthology series is actually a good idea. I don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, if you look at Heroes, that was supposed to be an anthology at first, and then people liked the characters, so they just tried to come up with more stuff. And
I think we're probably going to start finding out a lot more stuff soon. I mean, the Vegas convention is in 2 weeks. I suspect we might find out more. Well, less than 2 weeks. They might sneak more stuff out then because there's supposed to be a panel there as well.
I wouldn't be surprised if they were planning. I wouldn't be surprised if they were planning some kind of better trailer by the anniversary. Maybe
they might. Well, I'm wondering if we might get some cast reveals in Vegas, but
yeah.
Well, apparently they've not been casting yet. However, I like the idea that we might get a better trailer because Star Trek Las Vegas is home turf.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not casting it actually because they're getting really close.
Well, it comes out in January, doesn't it? So
5 months.
Apparently,
sets at the moment. I would have thought they'd be casting by now.
I think they've probably been quietly doing it behind the scenes without anybody knowing.
keeping everybody off guard, because otherwise, everybody's going to be chit-chatting, and they're going to notice when someone goes for a casting somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean,
but they have like working titles and all that stuff, so...
it's quite...
Keep it hidden enough if they wanted to, I would say.
Well, they've announced a director for the pilot.
Have they? I missed that one.
That was on Trek Movie a few days ago.
All right.
David Semmel.
Oh,
Why does that name ring a bell?
Yeah, I'm not particularly familiar with his work, but he's got quite a long resume. So, it should be. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it. My birthday's in January, so it's a good present.
Yay!
I've been a Star Trek fan all my life, so
I'm definitely looking forward to it. I mean, I probably the only one here that doesn't actually have too much of a problem with the design of the ship. It's different.
I don't have a problem with it. I don't like it. I don't hate it. I don't have a problem with it, to be honest. If that's what we've got, that's what we got. I'm not going to lose sleep. You know what? When TNG started, I hated the Enterprise D.
Everybody did, yeah.
Now, actually, I really like the Enterprise D. These things grow on you. I mean, your tastes change as well. So I'm losing no sweat of it. I don't think it's an ugly ship, but I do think it's different.
It's definitely different. However, it's technically it's canon.
It is technically canon because it was used in the Best of Both Worlds scene.
It was also used in in the space dock in Star Trek 3. And in the Qualar system, the one of the derelicts, you see the Enterprise fly past it.
Oh, we're such a bunch of geeks, aren't we?
Yes.
I'm just looking up this David Semmel guy. He's directing the pilot of Discovery. Mm-hmm. He's directed Goliath, Man in the High Castle, a couple episodes of The Strain, one episode of Hannibal. There's your connection. A couple of American Horror Story.
I remember reading that, actually. Yeah.
He's a jobbing TV director by the looks of things.
Which is good, you want someone that's got a good eye, a good vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good team player.
I wonder if they'll invite Frakes in to direct an episode.
I really hope they do. I think Frakes has got a good eye for Trek. I'd like to see Jonathan Frakes directing an episode or two. Or even a couple of seasons. He's pretty busy with Librarians, though, I think.
He needs to direct another film.
That would be nice.
And he did a wonderful job with First Contact.
I have to say, I was one of the guys that actually signed a petition to get Frakes to direct Beyond. I would have liked to have seen it. I didn't think it was a realistic prospect. Basically because I think he'd do a good job. I would like to see it. I don't think he's a big enough name anymore. And these days, director's name with blockbusters is almost a given. And Frakes is a TV director.
Yeah, it's also after the failure of Thunderbirds that killed it.
Thunderbirds pretty much killed his movie career, which is a shame, because actually, Thunderbirds is not a badly directed movie. It's not even a bad movie.
It's not his fault.
No, it's not.
It's not his fault. He didn't write it. He made the movie the studio wanted him to make, and it's not a bad movie. It's just not the movie people wanted to see, unfortunately. I actually liked it. I'm not a huge Thunderbirds fan. I watched the movie.
It entertained me.
A couple of years after it came out. I actually enjoyed it.
I was pretty lukewarm on it. A Thunderbirds movie with hardly any Thunderbirds in it.
Well, yeah. But I did enjoy it, so, if there'd been a sequel, maybe it would have been a lot more along the lines of stuff.
Yeah, but, Thunderbirds killed his career for him. Yeah.
Okay,
it would appear so. It certainly would appear so.
Guys, I'll be back in 1 second, okay?
No problem. Not his TV career, though. He still gets to do bits and pieces.
Oh yeah, he certainly does. He's kept busy anyway. He's definitely kept busy.
Yeah.
So it's, he's gonna. It would have been. I'm just saying it would have been nice. That's all, because he did such a fantastic job of First Contact. He knows Star Trek. He gets it.
He should have done Nemesis, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, yeah. I don't know if Frakes... That's an interesting question. If Frakes directed Nemesis, would it have been better?
I guess. He probably wouldn't have called LeVar Burton Laverne. That'd be a start.
Stuart Baird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently the cast really did not like turning up to set because he just did not get it.
Yeah, and I don't think a director that doesn't know Star Trek is a bad thing, as long as they're willing to listen to people. You know, a fresh eye is a good thing. Sometimes you need a fresh eye to these things.
Yeah.
I just don't think he was the right fresh eye because he wasn't interested in listening. He wasn't. He didn't seem to be interested in listening to what other people were saying.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I actually enjoy Nemesis for what it is. It's a popcorn flick. It's not horrible.
I quite like it too.
But it doesn't. It's not the movie it could have been by any means.
No. It could have been a lot better. Definitely, a lot more climatic, a lot more feeling and emotion into it. But it just doesn't have that. But I like the fact that the bridge finally takes a hit.
Sorry?
I like the fact that the bridge finally takes a hit.
Yeah, that was nice.
It's this big bubble on top of the saucer that basically says "hit me here," and it never gets hit.
There was, at least in the battle scene, there was some dimension to the battle scene.
Yeah.
Yes.
But, you know, they were trying to do some different things with it. They were trying to be a little bit fresher. I kind of like it, but it's got problems. And I think Frakes would have made a better movie.
He probably wouldn't have let all the best character stuff be left out, I think.
Probably not.
If nothing else.
The question is, how much of that was the director and how much of that was the studio?
Yeah.
Indeed. So all of the cut scenes that I've seen would have made the film a lot better.
Yeah, and apparently there's even more that were kind of too rough.
I would still like to see an extended cut, but the director's not interested in an extended cut. Then again, it's not always up to the director. The studio decides they want an extended cut.
Well, Patrick Stewart said he would like an actor's cut.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Patrick's one of these easygoing guys, you know, and if he wants a cut...
Yeah. You know, I have problems with Tom Hardy, but I didn't think Shinzon was a great villain, and slightly annoying because the first Abrams movie is very similar plot to Nemesis.
Yeah.
Almost the same villain.
Pretty much. You've got,
really?
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of that.
One thing the series needs to get away from is revenge-driven villains.
Oh,
yes. Yes.
5 films in a row where they've all been revenge-driven villains.
Yeah. I agree.
So, I don't know.
Wait, seen Beyond.
I've not seen Beyond yet, so I don't know if that's a revenge.
I'm not going to say, but actually, I found the villain interesting. I think he could have had more depth, but he was interesting. I like Kral. I liked him. He's probably one of the better villains we've had.
Yeah, he's alright.
I think Elba brought a lot more to it than
was there.
You know, than some others might have.
That's your teacher.
No, Sam. I'm speaking to some friends.
So yeah, with the series there'll be some kind of arc. I wonder what that arc will be.
Yeah, well, that could be interesting.
Could be anything really. They can make an arc about anything. I mean, that so much goes on between Enterprise and the original series. You got the Romulan. No, the Romulan War is just before Enterprise, isn't it?
I mean, I hate
before Enterprise would have finished.
As much as I hate to bring up the fan film that must not be named in some corners. It almost looks as if it's set during the time period of Axanar.
Yeah, it does. We were talking about that yesterday, Sandy, or the other day.
Which does raise the question of, will they be dealing with the Klingon War? Or whatever might have been a Klingon War, or whatever.
Is Captain Garth the captain of the Discovery?
Oh, I don't think they'll go that far. I don't think... There's been a couple of my friends have said, now we know why Axanar got a lawsuit instead of a C&D.
Well, interestingly, I mean... I'm on a lot of groups on Facebook, and I it's funny. I've seen. I stay out of a lot of the kerfuffle and stuff, but there are people on both sides of that argument who've had that thought.
Yeah,
it might have played into it. It
certainly bears thinking. I mean, could you imagine if that was what happened?
I mean, Tommy Kraft. Look at Tommy Kraft. He was going to do one as well.
and it was the Discovery. And I think it would be naive to think that that didn't play some aspect. And to be fair to the studio, I think,
I can understand them wanting to clear the road.
Product working in the same. I guess they kind of feel they have to act on that.
Although it's interesting. I mean, if you've got people talking about how they've come up with audio projects or whatever called Discovery, in terms of Star Trek titles, it's a fairly obvious one, I would say, because
it is pretty obvious.
They've followed the naming convention of Space Shuttle so far. So
there was actually a fan film that didn't really get off the ground about 5 or 6 years ago called Discovery.
Yeah, that was an NX class thing, wasn't it?
No, this was a kind of vaguely spinning off of Hidden Frontier kind of thing. It wasn't anything to do with Hidden Frontier guys, but it was a chap who knew them, whose name was Thomas. Whose name was Thomas as well, funnily enough.
I seem to recall there was an NX class fan project called Discovery.
There might well have been as well. I don't remember that one, but this one was definitely set kind of post Voyager. Yeah, and that was Thomas as well. A different Thomas.
That's the one that had that god awful starship design, which was basically, I want mine to look as sleek as possible, but I want it to take from the Connie class and from the...
It might have. I think it had a big observation garden-y type thing on it or something on the back or somewhere.
Yeah, and it just...
And I remember I shot a bit of footage for that as well.
I just never liked that design.
I'm not a fan of that design, no. But yeah, so I mean, it's interesting. So, did this play any role in why they asked Tommy Kraft not to go forward? Yeah, I'd be surprised if it wasn't, but who knows? Could it have played into the Axonar lawsuit? It might have been a factor.
Well,
it'll all
I don't
clear.
think I know the whole story behind any of these things from either side of it.
Speaking to several, having spoken to one or two actors and producers and whatnot, all from Hollywood over the time, they all tell me some same thing. It's a dog-eat-dog world, and they will just as happily smile at you as they put the knife in your back.
Well, that's just life in general most of the time.
Well, that definitely is. But so it's not beyond the realms of possibility. That's why Tommy got the little call to say, please don't.
But at least he got a nice, polite call.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Things, yeah, that would have been nice. But no, so it is what it is.
Yeah, but yeah, it's interesting that they're exploring old concept art and so on to inform some design aesthetic. So maybe we'll see some more of that as well.
I think if they hold some of that old concept art from the 70s and some story ideas, now maybe it's worth looking at some of those ideas that were around in the 70s. Maybe they're mining some of that material.
Maybe.
There will be expanded universe stories about some of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's most likely some sort of technical manual somewhere that has that Ralph McQuarrie design somewhere as some sort of warp sled test bed thingamajigger with some sort of history behind it and why it didn't go ahead.
I seem to remember it had an entry in the Star Trek Encyclopedia back when that was a thing.
No, it might have.
I think it was more around talking about like Phase 2 and all that kind of stuff, but they had a kind of out-of-universe article about that, but it was... that was where I first saw it, I'm positive.
Yeah. I mean, I saw it from a documentary or something. I can't remember where, but yeah, when I first saw that ship, and I'm like, yeah, I know exactly where I got that from, even down to the asteroid and the lights and the circular lights.
Well, Faith Tree is, one of their vignettes, Going Boldly, they used the same asteroid base.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tobias ended it up for them, and I mean, literally the same thing.
Oh, I wonder.
Tobias
is really...
I'm wondering where it sits from a loyalty point, from a royalties point of view. Is that Ralph McQuarrie design? Did that just belong to Paramount or CBS or whoever, or would you still be due royalties for it?
don't know. I mean, I guess it would be work for hire, in which case
He just sold the picture and it's there. So
But is he possibly due royalties? Is he due license payments? I don't know.
yeah.
That could be what he meant. What Fuller meant by there are legalities.
Yeah, or maybe he only owns it when it's called the Enterprise or something.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? But, you know,
we will
it's
have to
interesting.
wait. We will have to wait and see.
Yeah.
I'm
Basically, I
excited to
think.
see where they're going with it.
But here's the thing: we
and-
spent 25 minutes just chatting about it, and it's a minute and a half, and it doesn't tell us anything. So, like,
Well,
they've done their
interesting-
jobs.
If you look on Facebook, the amount of chatter about it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, and like I said earlier, they want to get buzz going. They want people talking about it. You know what? Whether it's a crappy clip or it was whether you think it's a crappy clip or a great clip, people are talking.
yeah,
Yep, it's going to be the talk of the town in Vegas.
yeah,
It-
and in
it-
London, and in Birmingham, even not London, it's Birmingham.
Birmingham.
Yeah,
It is Birmingham.
yeah. So
What's in Birmingham?
the
This
missing
is Star Trek in October.
yeah,
Oh, all right, cool.
yeah, I'll be there.
There
Laurie,
maybe there'll be some news there. Who knows?
yeah, well, they're calling that the anniversary exhibition as well. I suppose they're calling every exhibition the anniversary exhibition, but yeah,
Anything that's on this year is the anniversary.
yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, it's about all
Which
they're
is fair
doing,
enough.
really. Loads of conventions. There's no like TV special that I know of, or
I know,
anything
that's a
like
shame.
that.
Yeah, I thought there would have been some kind of TV special or something, but I would have liked a TNG reunion movie or something, but hey ho.
I know that William Shatner wanted to do a variety hour or something like that, and he kind of went quiet about it eventually. So I'm guessing he went and spoke to people and they said no.
You know what? It was probably 2 hours of William Shatner singing, so.
I'd watch
You
it.
know,
You call that singing?
Well, my point exactly.
I'd actually watch that. I loved his latest album.
Well, his album's not bad, but yeah, I stick to the acting.
Well, you could just imagine him hosting this, this weird show where he brings on actors and,
Oh yeah, I totally can.
and buries the hatchet with George Takei live at the end of the night or something like that.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think Takei gets more material out of the feud than anything, to be honest.
Definitely.
But yes, it is weird that it's not being celebrated in the same way that Doctor Who was.
Yeah, but we're getting a movie, we're getting a TV series. It's not as much as we'd like, but there's a lot of merchandise coming out this year as well.
Yeah, all this branded 50, the new Blu-ray releases,
Yeah,
of which I have Khan and Star Trek 6.
and there's this original series, all this lost footage stuff that's coming out on DVD as well from the
Yeah,
Roddenberry that they just announced this week.
and there's the Spock
Yeah.
documentary that comes out on the day of the anniversary or around about that time.
Oh yeah, that's right as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
Well, that's going to be good. That's going
Yeah.
to be interesting.
the
it's
Nimoy
fine.
documentary, not the Roddenberry documentary. Yeah.
so
The
there's
Love of,
stuff coming out.
Spock, I think it's called, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I pledged to that actually.
It was over by the time I heard about it, so I didn't get the chance. But,
Same.
It did very well.
but I'll just pay for it when it comes out, I guess. I'm sure I'll be able to.
Oh, I'm sure you will. I don't doubt it will be on sale somewhere. I suspect. In fact, I think it's up for pre-order on iTunes.
I don't have iTunes.
If it's up for pre-order on iTunes, it'll be up in loads of places. I guess it'll be on DVD as well, or Blu-ray, or whatever.
I'll look around. There's got to be some digital outlet that will have it.
Oh, yeah, undoubtedly,
Yeah, the website's bound to have options.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we should probably wrap things up because we've talked endlessly about 90 seconds or however long it is. But yeah, any final
Yeah,
thoughts?
amazing how much we can talk about nothing, isn't it?
Yeah, Star Trek fans, that's what we do. We usually have nothing to talk about, so we just talk about nothing.
Well, we'll have plenty to talk about soon. If somebody who will remain unnamed and been to see Star Trek Beyond could have spoken about that, you see.
Yeah, well,
All I'll say is afterwards I had to come and watch some Enterprise, so,
Right. Fair enough. Shh.
yeah.
I'm getting to see it tomorrow, and then when are we doing the podcast?
Thursday.
It's Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday. Then we're doing the podcast about it.
I shall be away, but have fun.
I'm away on very early Friday morning, so
Anybody listening to this, if you haven't listened to the Star Trek 2009 and Star Trek Into Darkness podcasts, please do.
They're very, very cool.
They're long, but we have fun, and hopefully you will too. Plugging my own podcast on my own podcast.
Oh, there you go. There's no law against that.
No, there is not.
Has to be done.
So we're all excited. We're all anticipating more, waiting for more news, some casting, some characters, some story. It's exciting.
You know, definitely. All I will say to the people who are out there who are not liking it is to quote Kirk, young minds, fresh ideas. Be tolerant.
And I would say this: don't go hating until there's actually something to hate.
Exactly.
Right now we don't have much. We have some previs footage that might not even be real as such.
Don't talk sense with Star Trek fans. We reserve the right to go off the rail at the slightest provocation.
Yeah. We want new things. Screens new thing. No, we don't want that.
I think, you know what, we're in an exciting time. We've got a new movie out, there's a new series on the horizon, it's the 50th anniversary. Enjoy it.
Yes.
It's an exciting time.
It is.
To be a fan.
Yeah.
Unless you don't like, any of the stuff that's coming out.
And
but
wait,
then, no.
wait for it in 3 or 4 years to go into obscurity again until the 60th anniversary when everyone starts getting excited again.
You know what? If you don't like any of the stuff that's coming out, just think. You've got hours and hours of material that you can complain about.
700 plus episodes, 10 movies.
Endless entertainment.
13 movies, but
If
10
you like
movies pre-reboot, so...
Yep.
Yeah. So... Yeah, it's going to be good fun. It'll be good to see what comes out of this.
I am excited.
Yes.
Same here.
Well, thank you for joining for this brief chat about nothing.
Brief.
Hey, it's brief by my standards.
There's no such thing as brief when you get 3 Star Trek fans on a conversation.
Recurring problem.
So, thank you to the guests, and
thank you.
We will sign off now. So enjoy all the news that's about to come. That's all I'm going to leave it with.
Take care, guys.
Live long and prosper.